Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For those tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X, we're glad you all could join us. Going to go ahead and connect with our friends over on Instagram so they can be a part of our conversation today as well. And last but certainly not least, going to connect with our friends over on Amazon so I can introduce today's guest for you guys as well. Really excited about today's segment, and we're now live on Amazon Live with Cyrus Webb Presents. And for our special guest that's joining us today, she's celebrating something very big this week. We're excited to welcome back Chanelle Coleman Wesley to our broadcast. Chanelle's an individual who's been able to be recognized as a best-selling author, motivational speaker. She's a media personality, and as of this week, she is the editor-in-chief of her own magazine. We're going to talk to her about the makings of the magazine that's now out for you guys to be able to get here on Amazon. Have it highlighted for you guys on the carousel. It's called Hustle Her Magazine. You guys can see it there. We're going to talk to Chanelle not only about the magazine, but also what it's been like for her to bring this vision to life. And of course, for you guys over on Amazon, you guys can go ahead and click there and get it for yourself. But Chanelle, welcome back to the broadcast.
Hey, Cyrus, I'm so excited to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, excited about being able to speak with you. I know this is something you've been working on for some time. So let's go ahead and jump in and start there. I think you have the magazine there with you, but how does it feel to be able to see this vision come to life?
Cyrus, when I say it's been something that's just been earth-shattering, when you think of an idea and you wanted to do all the things, and then when you actually have it in your hand and you've been working on it, it's something that you've been kind of toiling over. I'm just really excited because I'm just so pumped to be able to be connected to so many amazing beings who shared so much of themselves and so many great tips, insights, things that I know that are going to be so transformational for others. It's just empowering to even be in this space right now.
Yeah. Now, as I mentioned, you've written books. I have here your book, She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically. I also have your book here, Naked and Not Ashamed. You've also done some anthologies as well. What makes Hustler Magazine different for you, Chanelle?
Cyrus, I'm excited about it because it gives a voice to Black women's faith. I'm excited to be able to have a space that's created and curated for women who look just like me, who have come through circumstances, have gone through hell and high waters to be able to get to where they are. And they're able to not just show up, but they show up in a space where they're empowering, where they're impacting and really being change agents in the spaces that they're in. So I'm excited to be able to celebrate and to be able to share stories of their tenacity and their strength because, again, it's all about being able to give back and to be able to help someone else come along the way.
Love that. Just One Victory. Hello to you over there on IG as well. So let's go back then a little bit, Chanelle, because I mentioned a few things in my introduction. You're being a best-selling author, motivational speaker, your own media platform as well. I want to talk about voice because I think that's a big part of what now you're doing with Hustle Her Magazine. When did you realize that your voice was one that mattered, but also two, one that needed to be shared? When did you realize it for yourself?
I think it was when I first found my voice after surviving abuse. I think sometimes you have situations and circumstances that stifle you, that make you feel as if you've lost your voice, as if you no longer have any power or control. And there was a time when I couldn't tell my story. Why? Because I was concerned about how it would make others feel. Because I recognized when I told my story, the shame that it made my mom feel,
Mm.
shock and horror that it gave to other people as I told my story. And so it taught me to be quiet. No one ever said, like, don't talk about this. But their reactions to what I said told me that. And so when I found the ability to be able to speak on it and to have others come up to me and say, I've experienced something similar and I've never told anyone, but because you shared this with me on today, I'm able to talk about it. That's what gave me back my voice. And that's what made me understand that it was important for me to share my truths, the things that I've gone through, so that other people will feel comfortable to be able to share theirs as well.
Right. It's interesting though for you, Chanelle. You've been able to do this through books like She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically, but also you tell more of your story in Naked and Not Ashamed as well. Um, did you expect to have people who you didn't know, people who were just discovering you through your work? Did you expect that you would have complete strangers that would connect with you the way that they have?
No, Cyrus, I think each time is humbling and it's just encouraging to help you to continue to do what you're doing and you understand the value and the worth because sometimes you think, why should I tell this story? Who really cares or how is this going to make any change or difference? But it does because each time that you tell your story, you're not telling your story from a space of being a victim, you're telling your story from a space of being a survivor. And it also just provides an amazing roadmap for others who are going through their own fires and they're needing to see
Mhm.
someone who's come out of the fire and tell them, hey, you can come outside of the fire because I did it and this is how I did it.
Yeah, I love that. And that's one thing about you. You have always been able to shine a light on others, even at times more so than yourself. But you worked on that, and that's great. That's a great thing. But you also you have an interesting message, and I thought about when I was prepping for today, Chanelle, and I never really paid attention to it. Honestly, it just shows everything happens for a reason. The first question you have on the back of "She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically" is, "Do you want to continue serving yourself from an empty cup?" You and I've had those conversations before, but how important has it been for you to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, Chanelle, so that you can be the most of yourself for others?
Cyrus, I want to say that it's a lesson that I'm continuing to learn.
Mhm,
There are so many times that I think as women, especially being a black woman,
mhm,
we're not taught to be the damsel in distress. You know, society just does not recognize it. It's just like, get up, girl, make it happen. You gotta keep doing what you do. And so each time it just pushes you to be this superwoman and you have to be all of these things, and there are spaces in your life where you learn it, but you have to continue to teach yourself that it's okay, that hey, today's a new day.
right,
Again, you can't serve yourself from an empty cup. Again, today you have to value you, your time, your space, and
mhm,
just honor what pours back into you. And so I think it's something that I'm just continuing to ever learn, and just again to tell myself each day it's okay to choose you, and today it's okay to take up space, and having amazing people alongside of me, like my amazing publicist, Cyrus Webb, who reminds me the value of pouring into myself and how if I don't show up for myself, how can I show up for others?
yeah, and I appreciate that. But it's so important for all of us, myself included. Tina Siemens is joining us over there on Facebook. Hello to you, Tina. I want to say hello to Patricia, also over there on IG, and I think it's pronounced. Oh, I'm probably going to get it wrong. SQ Far West, maybe. If I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. Over on IG as well. Glad you could be able to join us. So I want to talk about this next thing. I think it ties into Hustle Her, and that is community as
Mm.
well, because you've been able to be very active even in person with community. Talk to us about what that's been like for you, Chanelle, to know that you don't have to be on this road by yourself and the amazing individuals you've connected yourself with both online and offline.
Cyrus, it's been a game changer. I'm gonna say that I feel like sometimes you do have that adage or your thing that tells yourself that you have to do everything by yourself. But
Mm-hmm.
when you do that, you deny yourself the benefit of being able to have a team that is going to stretch you,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to also to hold you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
You have weaknesses of your own, and we all do,
Mm-hmm.
and having people who have strengths where you have weaknesses helps to compensate for some of the lack that there could be, and just the impact that people bring into your life. There are some people who just make your life more amazing. So being able to connect with people, yes, it's helped me as far as my business, and yes, it's helped me as far as my brand and expanding of those things. But more than that, I've gained some phenomenal relationships, people that I've grown with in sisterhood, people who I support and who support me. And it
Right.
just truly has been a situation that has kept on giving.
Love that. Hello to you, Stacy. Good to be able to see you over there on Facebook, Stacy Marie Metcalf. So, and that community is a big part of what you've done with the magazine as well, Chanelle. So, talk to us for those who are just finding out about it. Where did the idea for Hustle Her magazine come from?
I love the question. Originally, when I was thinking about a magazine, I wanted to do something called Black Women Authors because that was the group that I was in, and we were working together. We were women of faith, and we were trying to find something in the space. And initially, when I thought about doing that over almost say 4 years ago, that's what I was thinking. And as time evolved and as I have grown, I've just kind of adapted the idea and kind of shrunk her and figured out what that she would look like. And I knew that this space was something that was needed. I knew that this was a space that was going to be able to be a source of encouragement, a source of empowerment for others. I wanted to be able to empower, motivate, and inspire women who look like me and share some of the same instances and struggles, and also have celebrated some of the same wins.
Mhm. And so I know this is a vision that you've had. You and I talked about it, Chanelle. I do want to show our audience this because I know this is another one of those proud moments. As an editor in chief myself, what was it like for you to be able to see this page come to life with your editor's note and being able to highlight your vision, Chanelle?
Cyrus, it's really surreal. Like the first time, like especially when I came and got it, like when I got it in the mail, because you're thinking of an idea and you don't know like what it's going to actually be when it comes to fruition.
Hmm.
But when I got her and I looked at her and I held her in my hands, I'm like, oh, she is amazing. Like I love her. I love the stories, the fact that they're going to feel so much inspiration, something that's going to give you that quick pep talk, because sometimes you need somebody to hold you accountable and keep your feet to the fire, to give you that silent nod and that push and say, I see you and I celebrate you, keep going.
Yeah.
And that's really what this magazine is like. It's a community, it's a tribe, it's more than a magazine, it's a movement.
Right. Jesus Black Man 23, good to be able to see you. Chanelle, your handle, Jesus Black Man 23 is asking on IG. What's your handle on IG? Do you know right off?
Yes.
Jesus Black Man, I will be tagging her as well. But go ahead, Chanelle.
Chanelle Coleman Wesley.
Chanelle Coleman Wesley. And we'll be tagging her as well, Jesus Black Man on the replay as well, so you can be able to find her there. For those that are just tuning in, welcome. You all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live, where you can get all of the books and the new magazine from our guest, Chanelle Coleman Wesley. For those, of course, joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, we'll appreciate you guys being with us. There's a link that'll bring you guys over to Amazon. For those joining us on X, you'll see it in the comment section. Those on Instagram, we'll put it in our stories as well. I want to go back to something I asked you about, Chanelle, 'cause I think it's important, and that is one of the things you really have done in kind of changing or maybe adding to, maybe that's a better way to say it, adding to your brand is doing things with young girls.
Yeah.
Why has that been important for you to make sure you're pouring into the younger generation and not just women that you like you have been doing in the past?
You know what, Cyrus? I think I've had a full circle moment. Last year, we were preparing for an empowerment event for women, and I went to a local radio host here. His name is Homer Blow, and he's been in the community impacting for decades. And when we were on his platform, we were talking about the event, and the question was there an age limit? And so one of the people who was the spokesman for the event, she said, well, yeah, 18 and up. And so Homer Blow asked a very provocative question. His question was, well, what about the children? And so the entire time that we're having the interview, that's like sounding off in my head. And I'm thinking,
Mhm.
okay, yes, we do speak to women. We're helping to motivate, encourage, and empower women to be able to walk boldly in their purpose. But,
Mhm.
and oftentimes we're helping people who are already fractured and they've suffered loss. But what would happen if we caught them before they fail? What if we were able to provide some motivation, some inspiration, some tools, some insights to be able to guide her away from those pitfalls? What if we could speak to her before she became broken? Wouldn't she be more powerful? Wouldn't she be more courageous? And so those thoughts were going in my head. And as soon as we got off the air, I'm like, hey, so I heard what you said. I'm thinking about it. Let's go ahead and do something right now. And so that's really kind of what happened. We kind of all forged together. And since then, we've been doing empowerment events, not just, for women, but particularly honing in on young women and also bridging mother-daughter relationships. So it's something that's been impactful for me. I've gained so much from it. When you're pouring into the next generation, when you wonder what this world is going to be like the next 20, 30 years, it's the seeds that we're planting now. Those things are going to reap a harvest. And so if we wake up one day in society and find strange fruit, we have to ask ourselves, what type of stewards have we been? What did we do with the ground that was given to us? So we're trying to be impactful and intentional about sowing intentionally into this next generation.
Love that. Stacy said definitely necessary. So let's talk about impact and influence as you kind of think about all the areas you're able to touch, Chanelle, all the things that you're doing. When people hear the name Chanelle Coleman Wesley, what do you want them to think about?
Uh, I want them to see someone who was irrevocably broken and who got fit back together. That's truly the essence of my story. There's nothing good or perfect or amazing about me, but it's God's capacity and his ability to love me in spite of myself. And that's
Mhm.
what pushes me and inspires me to be a better person every day.
Love that. Chris is joining us on Facebook. Chris says, I'm a father to a young daughter and I have overcame some struggles in my life. How did you find the courage to share your story without painting the world in a dark light? That's a great question, Chris.
That's a very good question. I feel like when you're in the fire and you've been in the fire, things you can get distracted by the flames and the smoke and the things. But if you're going to get out of it, you understand that while you're standing erect in the situation, that you're going to become disoriented. So the best thing to do is to get close to the ground so that your perception can change. And sometimes you can't stand from your story from a space of being a victim because everything that you project out of that will be from a space where it's broken. When
Hmm.
you allow yourself to heal, you're not standing, you know, in your story in those dark times, but you're standing on top of your story and you're able to pull back those things that need to be pulled and you're able to kind of mold it and to shape it. And so I say if you're raising a young girl that you're being authentic and you're being real and you're telling her what life is like and what there are going to be some obstacles, but she can make it through those obstacles that she has to continue to fight each day.
Love that. So you're celebrating right now the release of the magazine, Chanelle. We're going to remind our audience, of course, for our Amazon audience, we have it highlighted for you guys on the carousel. What else should, as we are going into the last month of the second quarter, what is it that people should be on the lookout for from you?
Cyrus, I have some. First of all, I have again an amazing publicist who's helping me with some phenomenal things in the works. I don't even know everything that he's planning, but from the things that I'm planning, I'm planning to continue to give people amazing content. I'm planning on doing some virtual summits that I'm really excited about.
Mhm.
I'm also have been trying my hand at the publishing wheel. And I'm very excited about a new book from my amazing friend and client, Kate Thurman. She has a phenomenal book that's getting ready to come. I know it's going to speak volumes to so many people. I'm definitely going to be providing that information and pushing it because it's such a powerful and needed story. I have my second client, which is Khadijah, and I'm really excited about things that are happening, and it's just showing me the expansion of the story. And I'm just truly loving all phases of it, whether it's telling a story through magazines, public speaking, books, publishing, and more. So I'm just excited for everything that God has in store for me in 2025 and beyond.
Love that. Love that. And look for Chanelle being a part of Cyrus Webb and Friends coming up as well. Has some exciting things coming up with that platform as well here on Amazon. And Chris, I'm definitely crazy about Brooklyn as well. I love that. Thank you so much for that. Great conversation with you, Chanelle, as always. Again, everyone, Chanelle Coleman West has been our guest. You guys can get her books here on Amazon, get her magazine, Hustle Her magazine right now on Amazon as well. Chanelle, let them know how to stay connected with you.
Again, Cyrus, thank you so very much for this time. I really appreciate it because I know you have such a busy and hectic schedule. Again, people can stay connected with me by following me on Chanelle Coleman Wesley across Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And I'm looking forward to providing some more impact and insights in 2025.
Love that. Chanel, congratulations to you again. So glad we had a chance to chat with the release of the magazine. Looking forward to our next conversation together.
Thanks, Cyrus. Me too.
All right. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.